Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is Tullamore Dew. This is a 40% ABV, no age statement, Irish whiskey, obviously. Tullamore Dew is one of those classic budget options in the Irish range. I've done a couple other cask versions, like their cider and the rum cask. They'll be linked up above and down below, along with some other Irish whiskeys. Tullamore Dew, though, is one of those just good classic Irishes out there. A lot of people, again, lean into Jameson for some things, Bushmills for others, and then there's some that like Tullamore Dew. So, as always, we're going to be trying this two different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add a couple drops of water, see what changes up. This was one of the very first bottles I purchased when I was getting ready to start the channel. I actually used it to make Irish coffee, which I do plan on doing an episode of different Irish coffees with different Irish whiskeys. So I might get that ready for March next year, the time of this recording. So just something kind of different. But I was really surprised because I had a bottle of Jameson on how different Jameson is to Tullamore Dew when it came to Irish coffee. It really surprised me. Nice golden color on this. Beautiful. Just hay-like. Just nice gold. Beautiful color. Let's go for notes. Very low ABV on the nose. Unlike Jameson, which tends to have a little more punchier nose to it on the ABV. But you get this beautiful apple note. Little sweet quality to it. Very fruity, though. I love that fruit note that it has. A little bit of like that classic Irish nose of that grain quality. So it's got a little bit of a grain note to it. But nice little fruity floral going on. Less floral though. Maybe like just a tad bit of floral. Mostly fruity, either a mixed fruit, and if I had to pick out a dominant fruit, it would be apple. So let's go for taste. Definitely, ABV shows up a little bit on the taste here. A little punch to it. But beautiful fruit on the palate as well. Very simple. Like a fruit melody kind of note. You get a bit of that grain quality, that little buttery biscuit quality to it. But Tullamore Dew actually has more of almost like a sourdough bread quality to it on the palate. A little drier. Still get a bit of that apple. Still get a bit of that grain, but it's almost got like that bready quality to it as well. Finish is, again, kind of dry on there. Not super complex. Just nice and easy. Seeing if anything changes up. Not really. Just basic. And there's nothing wrong with that. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. But it's just a nice, simple Irish that is different than Bushmills and Jameson. Again, all those being Irish whiskeys, it's interesting to see what everybody's palates pick up on these. Even though they are in that budget range, I definitely recommend trying all three of them at some point, because a lot of times you can find these in the half bottles or less, and see which one you like better. I do like that apple quality. I find Jameson, if I remember right, Jameson has more of a green apple note, or no, it's Green Spot has more of that green apple note, where this is just a nice, solid, red, delicious, sweet apple. So, let's add a little bit of water, see what changes up. I do like their bottle design. The nice, simple bottle. These are great for storage. Nice and thin. They don't take up a lot of room. There's no crazy edges or round areas that are going to get in the way of other bottles. I do like that. And it's a screw cap versus, it's a metal screw cap versus like plastic or anything like that. Now, normally, as Irish goes, When you add water to it, it can go flat. That happened, I think it was my Bush Mills original review. Yeah. Very flat now. You get a little bit of that sweetness in there, but you don't get much else of anything. Here I'm still getting a lot of those characteristics. That apple note, that sweetness. Here I get a little bit of ethanol in the nose. And maybe just a hair of sweetness, but it's like a good 80% dialed back, if not more. Let's go for taste. Got a little more aggressive on the taste, but not as strong as an ABV. The ABV feels like it's dialed back a little bit, but the alcohol note itself, a little punchier. It's got that almost off flavor now. Like I accidentally got rubbing alcohol in my hand and I like wiped my face or something. I tasted it. It's got that kind of after effect of rubbing alcohol. You still get a bit of that sweetness, maybe a little vanilla in there, a little bit of that oak quality. But that alcohol note per se is really dominating. A little bit of that oak quality showing up. That bready dryness that I was getting is still there, but not quite as dominant either. Just a little more too simple now, to the point of I don't know if I'd recommend going with a little bit of water. I'm sure on the rocks or something like that, it might not be too bad. But that water quality really just pulled it out and made it a little more alcohol forward. Not the greatest combination there. So, with that in mind, let's talk about pricing. Because we all know market price is market price and it's going to vary. I can usually pick this up between $21 and $23. I think I paid $23 for this one. Sometimes I can find it as low as $18 online. I've also seen it go as high as like $25, $26. Look, being in that budget range, it's not a bad drinker. Neat, especially, was pretty decent. With that bit of water, it woke up some things that I didn't find, to me, quite as pleasant. But I don't think it's a bad buy necessarily. Great mixer. Again, I've used this one a lot of times in Irish coffees. Does a fantastic job there. The notes really shine really well. Neat, really solid. With the water, not so much. You know, if you can get this for sub $20 and you're looking for a replacement to Jameson for some reason, it's not a bad buy. Or again, just those little bit of note differences between the two, it's pretty solid. So there you have it. Tullamore Dew original. If you have any questions about the bottle, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should review, also let me know down below. Always on the hunt for something new and different to try. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.